what are the new initiatives taken by DIPP which contributes to Make in India?
In Make in India, we have put out sectoral reports of how much work has been done in the last 2 years. One more thing we are doing now is to identify some champion sectors where we can focus on based on the 2 years plus experience that we have in Make in India now. And then have more focus on those sectors. But our general promotion of all these manufacturing and services sectors will continue, and we will have more focus on some identified industries.
When do you think the private investment gamut will improve in India?
FDI, we are already finding a lot of interest. Private investment, of course, depends on so many factors. We have strong macroeconomic fundamentals. Some sectors have excess capacities, but there are many other sectors which are growing quite well. For example, automobile industry is doing very well. Pharmaceutical sector is doing very well. E-commerce is doing well. So there are many sectors which are doing quite well even today. But there are some sectors that are affected by overcapacities in the past because of overall depressed global economic conditions. So for that we may have to wait for some time. But overall scenario is very positive.
So do you think manufacturing sector in India is still not growing as expected, and why is that?
See, the manufacturing sector is growing, and some sectors are growing much more than others. See, you need a very strong ecosystem for manufacturing growth. You look at infrastructure. Our investment in infrastructure has picked up a lot in the last 2 years. But then 30% of our freight is being carried by railway, which is very expensive for road transport. We should have 70 to 80% freight being carried by railway rather than 30%. So now with more investment on railways, that is going to change, but that's going to take some time. Similarly, ease of doing business. We need much more ease of doing business, and now for last 2 years, we are making a lot of progress. And we need to invest on innovation. We need to invest in skill development. All these things are being done now, but the results of many of these initiatives are not going to come in just 1 or 2 years.
So after demonetization, this is the first budget we have witnessed. So do you think the budget has fulfilled the expectation of people?
Of course, it has been an extremely progressive budget. We had a record 3.96 lakh crore rupees being envisaged for infrastructure spending. I think overall 95% companies have got a tax cut in corporate taxes from 30 to 25%, and a whole lot of things that is going to promote manufacturing. And so the budget has been extremely positive.
And so lastly, do you think that India needs a revival of infrastructure for a quicker growth?
Infrastructure development, I mentioned, is extremely important, and now the government is paying special attention on that through much larger public spending, and then this is going to go up only. Project implementation is improving today, so I think we can look forward to a much better infrastructure in the coming years.
And so, how can we promote Startup India, Stand Up India, and how can we provide help to the Indian startups which can to compete with the Silicon Valley?
See, startups, the kind of work that is being done under Startup India, but there is so much more to do. In last 1 year, we have done a number of things, strengthening infrastructure, tax concessions, and fund of funds, and public procurement priorities, patent facilitation, and setting up research parks and technology business incubators, research. So many things have been done, but then there is much more to be done in the coming years.
But so that fund of 10,000 crores with SIDBI, it's nowhere to be seen. So what is the comment on that?
See, it is to be the whole 10,000 crores government has committed to give by the year 24-25. So 500 crores have been given, 100 more are going to be given. But the venture fund industry works in such a way that once you take equity in a AIF, they have to raise money from the rest of the money also from the market. Then they select startups. Then they start releasing money in installments. So there is a 2 to 3 year process. So doesn't happen that your government takes equity and the entire money is dispersed in 2 months and 6 months. So that is the way this industry operates. But there is a need to fast track the processes, which we are doing.